Today, I'm going to show you a holistic approach, a little bit of everything, the things that I do within my own life to stay healthy, keep my body mobile without a pain. I like to weight lift, I like to run, I like to do a lot of things. So I don't necessarily do these stretches every single day, but I try to do them a couple times a week to make sure that I am pain-free and staying mobile as best I can. Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Jamie Admire and I appreciate you joining me today. Right now, I'm going to be starting off with a little bit of different content than you've seen in the past. So what you may have not known is that I have spent a lot of time working with bodies. For 10 years, I was a massage therapist. The last 3 of those years, I ran my own practice and it was extremely successful, had a lot of clients, helped a lot of people dealing with pain and just coming into a better relationship with their body. And the second thing was that for 13 years, in conjunction with that, I was also a yoga instructor. So that was until the Lord revealed to me the depravity and the sinful nature of that practice. So now I teach Christians safe ways that they can stretch and enjoy mobility and a holistic, body approach to working out that's safe for Christians and also people who are leaving the occult. So that way they can purify their practice. Caveat here, I am not a doctor. I just have an experience and a passion with muscles and helping people relieve tension. And I've studied it really deeply for a really long time. So with that, let's begin. So a couple things to know before we get started. There's 2 different types of stretching. There's a static stretch, which is where you sit and you hold the posture for a longer amount of time. I like to do anywhere from 15 seconds, all the way up to a minute and a half, maybe even longer. The second type of stretching that you need to know about is dynamic stretching. And this is where it's more of a flow. You're more moving, holding the posture for maybe 3 to 5 seconds. This is really good to do before you work out. I incorporate the 2 in my entire full body program. So we're just going to dive right in. The first thing I do is I like to take a really big wide stance, and I start off with some dynamic stretching that I was telling you about. I just bend down, place my hands on the ground, rotate that foot up towards the sky, and then I hold for 3 to 5 seconds and I switch side to side. So right here, I'm just really activating the inner part of my legs. I'm also working on my balance, so my core is getting engaged really good right here. I'll even sometimes drop my elbows down to the ground a little bit once I've warmed up some more. You can just play along with this one. And if you don't have the balance or the stability to get all the way to down like this, you can use it with a chair. This is obviously a pretty intermediate position I'm doing right here. So just play around with this and see what feels good for you. Take it to your max. When I'm working on stretching my body, there's 4 main sides: the front, the back, the left, and the right. I try to hit that entire dynamic, that entire group of stretches in throughout the whole thing. So I don't just focus on my legs or my arms or my back. I do front, back, left to right. So on that previous one, I was kind of doing that inner part of the leg, a little bit of the back in there, maybe some of the arms. This one's really going to get, it's just a low lunge. And if you have knee problems, feel free to slide a pillow, anything underneath your knee, totally fine. But I just put that whatever leg in front and just begin to lean. And again, now I'm targeting the front part of my legs, the quads, the hip flexors. You can even raise your arm up and kind of get a little bit higher into the psoas. I even like to tilt away from it sometimes. So this is the first one. I like to flow between these 2. And then I'll push my hips back towards my heels. And then I'll straighten this front leg. You can even have a bend in this front leg if you need to. That's totally fine. Just wherever you are today. It's the end of the day here, so my body's already pretty warm, so I can straighten this leg pretty easily. And then you play around with this front foot. I'll flex it and then I'll point it as well, because what you're doing in here, now you're starting to engage the ankle. You're going to stretch the back of the calf when you flex that heel. I even like to take the hand that's the same leg, and I'll even massage the front part of that calf whenever I'm feeling the fascia really tight in this area. So just flowing between these 2. You can turn your opposite shoulder towards the leg, really isolating that hip flexor, sinking back, really getting a nice stretch here through your legs and your ankle and calf. So the third stretch, which quite literally could be my all-time favorite stretching position because it includes so many front, back, left, right dynamics here. I really encourage anybody, if they ever have low back pain, this is what I advise them to do, like one of the top ones every single time. So pretty simple here. you're just going to get in a straddle stance, shift your thighs back behind you so you're really rotating the pelvis forward a little bit, the pelvis so it's flat on the ground. And again, I'm feeling pretty comfortable in this right now. So what I like to do when I start here is I'll just kind of rock left and right, and warm up those inner thighs. You'll find that you'll feel the inner thighs really tight and restricted in this pose. So just kind of rock. You can bring your arms to the ground, just wherever you feel comfortable within this position. And then once you've done that for 10 to 15 seconds, then what I like to do is I like to walk my body. I turn my body towards whichever leg you're facing, right? So I'll take the opposite hand to the outside of the calf, really pull my body so it's straight with that leg, and then just begin to relax my head and neck down. So again, I'm really trying to get my chest straight with that leg, relax my head and neck down, really stretching the foot here. And again, what I like to do with my hands here, I take them to behind my calf, and wherever I'm really feeling it's restricted, I just apply pressure with my fingertips, just like this, just to help the calf release a little bit more and to get a little bit more flow from here. So once I've sat in this for normally, you can flow with this, or you can hold it for statically for 30 seconds, which is what I normally do. Then what I'll do is I'll take my chest, I'll bring it back center, squared, and then keeping my chest facing forward, I'm going to lean towards that leg, take that inner arm to that inner thigh right there, really push firmly against it so it prevents me from caving my chest towards the ground. And then what I'll do here is I'll take my upper arm up and over my head and just really reaching. So what I'm actually going to be stretching here is this lower part of the quadratus lumborum over here, really opening up the side body as well as this leg that's extended. So if your arm gets tired here, a lot of times I'll rest it on my head, but if you engage that arm and you're rotating that shoulder away from your ear, you can really lengthen the stretch even more. So once I've done this on one side, I'll just slowly walk all the way over. And again, take that hand to the outside of the calf, straighten the chest, relax my head and neck, hold this for a little while. And then when I'm ready, putting that arm next to the inner thigh, taking the arm that's above my head up and over, and just sitting here for a good 30 seconds or so. So what that's going to do, you're going to experience incredible release in your lower back, as well as your legs and your arms, the whole body. It's amazing. So today we have learned the difference between static stretching and dynamic stretching and how you can interweave the two to really create a nice full body lengthening series, as well as that when you are doing these things, you want to focus on 4 main parts of your body: front, back, left, and right. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, write a comment below. Let me know if there's anything else in particular you would like me to cover when it comes to mobility. And please feel free to go check out our content over at Spirit Sanctified, where we cover all of these awesome topics, Christian perspectives, and how to purify your practice. I'm Jamie Admire, and I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Thank you.